Well, it's me again. And we're still in the season of Easter. We celebrate Easter all year round, but particularly in the Octave, 8 days after Easter. I came across this little book, 50 years ago or more. It's called The Way of the Wolf. It was by a Martin Bell. And he had a little thing about colouring eggs at Easter time that I'd like to read to you. Now, there's a tradition. In one of the stations of the cross, a man named Simon of Cyrene, I think maybe from Africa, don't know the details, was coming up to Jerusalem for the Feast of Passover. And at the same time, Jesus was being driven out of the city, freighted down with that terrible cross. And he had been beaten with 39 lashes and could have probably died at any moment along the way to Calvary. So the soldiers forced this man, Simon of Cyrene, to carry the cross with Jesus to Calvary. Simon's children later were prominent in the church. In the Acts of the Apostles, they're mentioned. Now, this is the tradition part. We don't know if it's true or not. Simon was carrying a basket of eggs, and supposedly because of the soldiers forcing him to carry the cross behind Jesus, he left the eggs down by the side of the road and then shouldered the cross with Christ. And again, 3 hours later, who knows, he came back, and believe it or not, the eggs were still there, according to this pious story. But here's the funny part. All the eggs were coloured. Now, probably a legend. However, Martin Bell does this little paragraph called Coloured Eggs. Some human beings are fortunate enough to be able to colour eggs on Easter. If you have a pair of hands to hold the eggs, and if you are fortunate enough to be able to see the brilliant colours, then you are twice blessed. This Easter, some of us cannot hold the eggs. Others of us cannot see the colours. Many of us are unable to move at all. And so it will be necessary to colour eggs in our hearts. This Easter, there is a hydrocephalic child lying very still in a hospital bed nearby, with a head the size of his pillow and vast, unmoving eyes. And he will not be able to colour Easter eggs. And he will not be able to colour Easter eggs in his heart. And so God will have to colour eggs for him. And God will colour eggs for him. You can bet your life and the life of the created universe on that. At the cross of Calvary, God reconsecrated and sanctified wood and nails and absurdity and helplessness to be continuing vehicles of his love. And then he simply raised Jesus from the dead, and they both went home and coloured eggs.